the skid and get back to their winning ways, where the Wisconsin Badgers have the brooms out looking to take a sweep back to Madison. It's Wisconsin and Purdue in Game 3 of a three-game weekend series right now here on Big Ten Plus. Happy Easter and welcome inside of our Big Ten Plus broadcast. I'm Craig Combs, here with my broadcast partner Quinn Lennon. And Quinn, an exciting matchup here this weekend between the Boilermakers and the Badgers. Game 1 was a defensive battle. Yesterday the offense came out to play, and today we're ready for a exciting Game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. As we take a look back here, this entire series has been really a tale of two teams. Take a look at Game 1. Really was a pitching battle. Only one inning where a team scored. That was the top of the second. Shelby Jacobson, 7 innings, complete game shutout. Her first since February 2024. Take a look here at Game 2. Bats really came out to play. Mariah Poehler, her third 4-hit game of the season, capped off by a bases-clearing double. But Wisconsin was able to battle back and get it to within a 3-run ball game. Jackie Showalter with a game-winning grand slam in the 7th inning. Her first grand slam of her freshman career. And we see Wisconsin able to hold on in the bottom of the 7th to take the second game and the series 10-9.
Yeah, we take a look at the numbers here from Game 1 and Game 2. Again, as I mentioned, a defensive battle on Friday. The offense came out to play on Saturday. And so what do we have in store for us here on an Easter Sunday afternoon? And we will take a look at the batting order for the Wisconsin Badgers. Not a lot of change in this batting order, and if it's not broken, don't fix it. And the Badgers are playing really well here this weekend. Hillary Bloomberg is someone who stands out to me out of the 2-hole here this afternoon. She's hitting .416 on the season, but she's been doing a really good job of just getting on base.
Yeah, not just that. Also caught Kendall Rainey stealing in the 7th inning. She's gotten on base 4 times via pseudo-intentional walks this series, and also had a 2-run blast to really start the scoring and the rally for Wisconsin yesterday.
Well, the Badgers have their bats out and they are ready to go. We'll take a look at the Purdue Boilermakers defensively in the field. And partner, no surprise here, but there is a ton of speed for this Boilermaker defense in the outfield. Condon playing right, but Banks in center field and Mariah Poehler in left field. Poehler does it at the plate, but she can also get it done in the field.
Yeah, threw out a runner in the first game. Chloe Banks with some masterful defensive work yesterday. Same lineup as yesterday, but if it isn't broke, don't fix it, like you mentioned about Wisconsin's batting lineup. This Purdue defense really came out to play yesterday, was able to limit mistakes defensively, and they need to limit some mistakes and missed opportunities.
And getting the start inside the circle here this afternoon, Julia Gossett. Gossett, the junior from Massillon, Ohio. 9-6 record this season, 2.81 ERA, and 97 1/3 innings pitched. And Gossett has been having an up and down kind of a year. She's had some bright spots, but she's also fallen into some lulls, and she struggled inside the circle here this weekend. We'll see what she can do on this Sunday afternoon start. 6 total runs allowed by Gossett yesterday. 5 of those earned in 6 innings pitched. She did only give up 3 hits, but again, the Boilers struggled in the field defensively, and they gave up a couple extra runs for Gossett.
Yeah, absolutely. You see there 3 hits, only 5 total for Wisconsin. They had double the runs than they did hits. So Gossett needs to look to limit the walks. Really has been a struggle for her this past week, including in the series last weekend against Michigan as well.
Well, we are ready to go here on a Sunday afternoon. Purdue in the gold tops and black bottoms. Wisconsin in the red and white tops and red bottoms. Got a little bit of a crowd out here this afternoon coming and enjoying some softball on an Easter Sunday afternoon. I know I hit some mass this morning myself, and I feel saved, and I'm ready to go here.
Absolutely. Definitely solid way to spend part of the Easter Sunday.
Go Easter egg hunting afterwards.
Absolutely.
Emily Bojan will lead off for the Badgers, and we're ready to play some softball here in West Lafayette. The first pitch outside for ball 1.
See the stats there. Bojan batting north of 380, OPS north of 1100. It's been a very solid contributor in her senior season.
98th at bat of the season for Bojan. She's the designated hitter in the leadoff spot here this afternoon. second on the Badgers club with a 608 slug percentage. She's ahead in the count, 2-0. Strike one as she fans and misses there on that one.
Yeah, one of the biggest struggles that both pitching staffs have really dealt with this entire series has really been limiting larger counts. Gossett tends to go deep into counts, as do the other Wisconsin pitchers yesterday as well.
It's definitely an advantage when you can do that and you can get your pitchers to go deep into counts, as that one finds the zone for strike two. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bojan, the 5'11 senior from Chicago, Illinois. Played her high school ball at Marist High School. She lays off of that one, and the count will be full.
Yeah, Bojan yesterday, no hits, but did score a run and had 2 walks. Has really been the name of the game for Wisconsin, getting on base and taking advantage of all their base runners presented, pinch running and substituting.
And the Badgers have their first runner of the day, as Bojan was able to hang in there and earn the walk.
Yeah, similar start to yesterday. Bojan also led off yesterday's game with a walk as well. As Gossett hopes that she's able to rally again this time as well.
So now the catcher, Hillary Blomberg. Blomberg takes for ball 1.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised here. They have really not given much for Blomberg to hit all series. I wouldn't be surprised if Gossett just leaves it down and outside.
Well, Blomberg, has the on-base streak there. You saw flash there on the bottom of the screen, and she fouls that one away. Count even now, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, both these players in the top 2 chasing history for Wisconsin. Blomberg tied for second in all-time career home runs. Bojan now second in all-time on-base streak.
Well, and you see why early on Purdue pitching is pitching away from Blomberg. Blomberg also moonlights down in the hot corner at third base. The Verona, Wisconsin native takes ball 3, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, and Blomberg, one of the best catchers in the NCAA. So she's really found the spot in the backstop and in the 2-hole. Great hitter, but great defense as well in the back.
Blomberg can't check her swing, and it'll fill the count up, 3 balls and 2 strikes now.
Yeah, second 3-2 count in a row for Gossett. We'll look to see if she tries to attack Blomberg.
Gossett can't find the range, and that's the second walk in a row, as Blomberg will be walked for the 14th time this season, and the Badgers have runners on first and second with nobody away here in the first.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting a little bit of deja vu here from yesterday. Also started with 2 straight walks. However, Gossett was able to get out of the inning due to a bunt pop fly. She was able to turn 2 and get Bojan out at second. That really sapped the momentum after 2 early walks. See there, Gossett only with 4 strikes to 8 balls so far.
So now the right fielder pops that one sky high into left, and Mariah Poehler makes the easy grab for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, definitely what you want to see is just an out, but no advancing. And now that allows for a double play that Purdue is pretty good at 19 on the season. Might be able to turn 2 and get out of this inning unscathed.
So now Olivia Bark. The infielder pokes that one on the ground. Play made by the third baseman for out number 2. But Bark moves the runners around, so Wisconsin has runners on second and third with 2 outs here.
Yeah, smart play there from Franks. Not trying to be fancy. I mentioned maybe turning 2, but turning 2 from around the corners or from around the horn is very difficult. And so opted to just get the safe out at first.
So now Jackie Showalter with 2 outs here in the first. Called strike 1 to the redshirt freshman. Showalter from Heartland, Wisconsin, out of Arrowhead High School. She looks to get something going here and put the Badgers on the board first. The 0-1 comes in high for ball 1.
Yeah, and you can argue that Showalter has really been the hero of this series, especially offensively. 3 for 8 on the series, including that game-winning grand slam yesterday. Day before that, had 2 hits for the Badgers. Their only extra base hit on Friday.
Yeah, timely hitting for Showalter. No time like the present, especially with runners aboard. Wisconsin would like to take this early lead. The 1-1. Uppercutted sky high on the right side, and the catcher is not able to get there in time. Reef ran into the protective netting over there. So just a foul ball, strike 2. So it'll be a 1-2 count now to Jackie Showalter.
Yeah, this would be a crucial out to get here for Gossett.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gossett, a couple of early walks, able to hang in and finish off the Badgers here in the top of the first. Boilers due up here in the home half on Big Ten Plus. Home half of the first inning here in West Lafayette, and we take a look at the Purdue Boilermakers starting lineup, and it's a top-heavy offense there with Banks, Polar, and Moore at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. But there has been some contributions towards the bottom of the lineup today, or yesterday. Maura Condon has had a great series, 4 for 6 in this entire series.
And getting the start inside the circle for the Badgers here, Shelby Jacobson. Jacobson 9-3 this season, a 3.55 ERA and 75 innings pitched. And she looks to have another solid showing here this afternoon against the Boilers. Chloe Banks leads off for Purdue. Senior takes strike 1.
Yeah, and this Purdue lineup, very similar to what it was this entire series so far. And Jacobson was able to just mow them down in the first game.
Banks shows bunt, pulls it back for ball 1. Chloe Banks, the 5'5" senior from Orange Park, Florida. She was 2 for 4 in the contest yesterday. As Jacobson is able to put the off-speed pitch in there for strike 2. The 1-2. And that one is poked into left. And a base hit for Banks as she rounds first and into second. Throw is there. Not in time. And Chloe Banks leads off with a double for Purdue here in the home half of the first.
And this is exactly what you get from Chloe Banks. You see there, just slaps it over the shifting inside Conger and able to take advantage of a little bit of sloppy play in the outfield. Crafty base running there, as Purdue already has a runner in scoring position for one of the best hitters in the country.
Yeah, Mariah Polar at the plate now. Polar shows bunt, pulls it back for ball 1. The junior from Pearland, Texas, was 4 for 4 yesterday. 3 RBI. And as my partner alluded to, one of the best hitters in all of college softball this season. Polar fouls that one away for strike 1. But Polar right now, for the first half of the season, was leading D1 softball in batting average. Right now, second. She's batting .602, which is good for second in D1. A little bit behind Issa Torres from Florida State, who's charged ahead here as we round the curve into the second half of the season. But Polar has been everything for Purdue, both at the plate and in the field. The 1-1. Outside for ball 2. You see the respect there from Jacobson going away from the hard-hitting Polar.
Absolutely, and Jacobson can beat you in a number of ways. You see the infield shifting in again. They say it did the same thing with Chloe Banks, but Polar can dink it over them. Can even hit a home run here as well.
Polar hits that one into right. The right fielder slips, and it gets over the head of the right fielder. One hops the wall. Banks will touch home, and Mariah Polar with an RBI triple, and Purdue is on the board first.
Yeah, and like we just alluded to, Polar has a little bit of sneaky pop there. Everyone was playing in and just gets over the head of the right fielder Lewis, and that is an easy triple for the speedy Polar. See her, she was not stopping. She knew she wanted 3 the second that ball left the bat.
You saw the O-shoot roll from Kendra Lewis out there and right when the ball came off the bat. It didn't sound like it was a hard hit, and Lewis steps in, and the ball went over her head. So Purdue will take advantage and take the 1-0 lead. And now Anna Moore, already ahead in the count 1-0. Moore, the freshman second baseman, batting .378 this season. This is her 99th at bat of the season. The freshman has been special this season for the Boilermakers, especially in a upperclassman heavy lineup like Purdue has. Moore ahead 2-0 in the count. Jacobson misses, and it's going to be 3-0.
Yeah, and Moore's really slaughtered herself in nicely within this upperclassman, especially top of the lineup. Banks is a senior, Polar a junior, Painter is a transfer senior as well. So this top 4, very heavy on upperclassmen. But Anna Moore has slaughtered herself in nicely. The highest ranking freshman second baseman in all of the NCAA, and top 10 overall.
You saw Jacobson find the strike zone there on the 3-1, and yeah, no denying that. Moore has earned herself and continues to earn herself opportunities as Jacobson, with a get-back pitch there, fills the count up 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Jacobson has never really been deterred. Her first start against this Purdue Boilermaker lineup on Friday was not deterred in the slightest by any base runners.
Moore lays off. Called strike 3 as Jacobson hits that outside corner for the first out of the inning. Jacobson had 7 strikeouts on Friday, and that's her first here in Game 3.
Yeah, it doesn't tend to be a strikeout pitcher all that often. In the series against Maryland, she had 2 starts for 12 total innings and only 6 strikeouts in that series. However, now in less than 8 innings pitched, already has 8 strikeouts.
Well, Jacobson just threw her 4th strike in a row there, as Haley Painter is behind 0-1. Painter drives that one into left, back at the wall, and you can watch it go. Haley Painter goes downtown to give Purdue the 3-0 lead.
And that ball, no doubt about it, that is exactly what you want to see. You get the pitch, and you just turn on it. Haley Painter. And Purdue, second game in a row, they've got early run support, and this is the first time they really have taken it to Jacobson. See there, just absolutely turned on and crushed by Painter.
6th home run of the season for the Antioch, California native, 40th RBI and it couldn't have come at a better time. Purdue now leads 3-0. So now from Painter to Reef. Delaney Reef takes strike one. Reef with her 77th at bat of this season. She also with catching duties behind home plate. Boilers 3 for 4 here in this first inning against Shelby Jacobson. An 0-2 count. Outside for ball one to Reef.
And Reef has gotten a little higher up in the lineup in recent weeks. Had a great series against Michigan. Struggling a little bit here against Wisconsin, but hoping to battle back here.
The 1-2. Reef fouls that one down the right field line. Showalter trailing over, trying to make the grab, but it gets out of play for strike two. Reef, the 5'10" junior from Frederick, Maryland, has held the lead in the Big Ten with runners caught stealing earlier on this season. Still a very effective catcher behind the plate. And now she looks to keep the Boilermaker offense going here. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Is Jacobson with her second strikeout of the inning.
And Jacobson, obviously a lot of run support. Let's take a look here at Wisconsin's defense. Very similar to yesterday. Kaylee Whitten in place of Riley Crane at second, but for the most part pretty similar. Foster Lucy Lewis in the outfield. Blomberg in the backstop. Had a caught stealing yesterday against Kendall Rainey. This is a matchup between two very good defensive catchers.
First pitch misses for ball one to the junior Kylie Franks. Franks, the Lanesville, Indiana native. Tries to awaken her bat here. Franks does a really nice job in the hot corner at third base. She doesn't get around on that one, fouling it away. Count even now, 1-1 strike. Franks in the box right now, batting .264 this season, but she is hitting .333 with 2 outs. And that beautiful breaking pitch there just misses. We've seen Jacobson come with the speed, but she has a really nice off-speed pitch. She's already caught a couple of Purdue batters watching it in. Just missing on that one. So it's a 2-1 count. Franks helping Jacobson out, fouls that away.
Yeah,
count even 2-2.
Yeah, and you alluded to Jacobson's off-speed. Her ability to really keep this Boilermaker lineup guessing was really what got her the complete game shutout on Friday, and she's hoping, obviously, a little bit of a scare earlier, but hoping to get out of this in one piece.
Franks dribbles that one off the plate, foul. Nice job here at the plate for the junior. Hanging in, fouling away a couple of pitches. Trying to open the door and give herself an opportunity here, hoping Jacobson shows her hand. On the 2-2. Jacobson goes inside, almost hitting Franks. And the count is full now, and pitch count starting to climb a little bit on Jacobson here. Nearing 30 pitches here in this first inning. And we talked about this a little bit earlier on in this inning, but something that you want to try to limit here for your starter. Swing and a miss, strike three. Franks goes down. Third strikeout of the inning for Jacobson, but not before Haley Painter goes downtown. Their 6th home run of the season, and Purdue leads 3-0. 3-0 is the score as we welcome you back inside Bittinger Stadium, and I bet Yvette Healy is a little frustrated with that as she would like her team to get going here offensively, but in her 16th season in Madison, a .592 win percentage and 595 total wins as a head coach in her time in college softball.
Yeah, and she has had a very consistent career at Wisconsin. They have consistently been solid in those 16 seasons. Looking to get back to the NCAA tournament since 2022. However, this team's been on the right track and hoping to build momentum here. It's another team in the middle of the road in the top 40s in an RPI ranking.
Well, it's a lead by example kind of a thing, and Healy leading by example, a former collegiate All-American at DePaul, trying to get the victory here for her Badgers squad. We're underway here in the second. Dribble to short. A great play there. The first out of the inning, as Lucy wasn't able to get all of that one.
Yeah, nice play there by Ashlyn Campbell. Has had a little bit of some struggles recently defensively in that shortstop position, but very encouraging to see there. It's a simple play there for this Purdue defense.
So now Mackenzie Foster with one out. Foster lays off for ball one. One count as Gossett looks into the dugout. Gets the call she likes. And the 1-0. Hit on the ground, opposite side of the field. Same result for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, really good start for these Boilermakers. You know, obviously yesterday had a great start as well. Wisconsin was no hit through 2 innings. So the hope here is Gossett able to stay consistent down the stretch, especially try to limit those walks.
Yeah, and that's the hard part, especially in a long game, is being consistent throughout. And again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Ask the Wisconsin Badgers about that game yesterday.
Absolutely.
Struggling to start and then finishing with the walk-off grand slam. So now Kaylee Whidden, the 8-hole hitter, tries to keep the inning alive for the Badgers in what's been a quick defensive inning for the Boilers.
Yeah, and Whidden, one of these platoon defensive players for this Badgers offense, got the rest for the most part yesterday. However, came in the 7th and had 2 clutch final outs in that inning.
Tries to get something going with her bat here. The 1-1 misses outside for ball 2. These quick innings also have to benefit the Purdue Boilermakers and their starter inside the circle today, Julia Gossett, because Gossett's made a couple appearances this weekend, put in some work, and nothing motivates a pitcher better than a quick inning. As Whidden fouls that one down the line to even the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Absolutely. She pitched north of 120. We already see some action in the bullpen. Going to be pretty similar. Brooke Perez, who came in relief these past 2 games, is in the bullpen right now. Just trying to stay a little loose. Gossett, don't be surprised if Gossett goes late into this game.
Foul ball down the line. No harm just to foul. It'll be a 2-2 count as Julia Gossett gets a new softball.
It's definitely been a weekend that Purdue would like to forget overall. So the hope here is at least to get one more win to avoid the sweep.
2-2 pitch hit sky high, up and out of play. As Kaylee Whidden is hanging in there, extending this at bat. I know Maggie Frizzotti would probably not like the Boilermakers to forget about Game 1 and Game 2. Nothing motivates a team more than a loss, and especially when you can pick apart and figure out the why and how to improve it as the season moves along, and that's what Purdue's trying to do here in Game 3 as they move forward here in this second half of the softball season. And now it's a full count for Kaylee Whidden. 2 outs, nobody aboard. Whidden Gets the bat on it. Gossett stumbles, falls, flips to first. And a 1-2-3 inning for Julia Gossett and the Purdue Boilermakers, and they'll carry a 3-0 lead. And at the bottom of the second inning, here in West Lafayette. Three 0 is the score as we take a look back at Mariah Poehler, the record breaker, the history maker for the Boilermakers. That triple in the first, her 14th of her career, tied for most in Purdue history, while also extending her hit streak to 16 games. And Poehler continuing to dominate here this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely unfathomable. Batting .750 now, 6 for 8 on the series, thanks to that 4-for-4 game. Talked about it yesterday in the broadcast. Her going 2 for 6 in the past 2 games prior is considered a slump for her, but anyone would be happy batting .300 over the course of 2 games.
So Poehler continuing to leave her mark on Purdue and college softball. Her third triple of the season. And now Bella Douglas at the plate. Douglas hitting .262 this season. She's behind in the count 0-1. One misses, even in the count up 1 ball and 1 strike. Douglas, the 5'6" freshman from Howell, Utah. First career hit was a home run. She swings and misses there for strike 2.
And her first career plate appearance was the two of us in the broadcast booth as well. She hit a solo shot as her first plate appearance here against St. Bonaventure.
That was her first home run here at Bittinger Stadium. There's not a lot you can do to follow up, home runs as your first home hit. She did, though. Her second career at bat in a Purdue uniform was a grand slam. So Douglas continuing to impress here in West Lafayette, but she misses there for strike 3. A great start to the inning for Shelby Jacobson. And I know that the scoreboard says 3-0, but Jacobson now with her 4th strikeout of the game here.
Yeah, and really, we mentioned already in the broadcast, not a strikeout pitcher, but against this Purdue lineup, Purdue has really just been having fits against her. So barring the 3 hits so far that have turned into 3 runs, very efficient from Purdue, it's been all Jacobson for everyone else.
I don't want you to say that too loud, partner. I think Jacobson can hear you from up here in the box talking about her not being a strikeout pitcher, and then she runs off 4 in a row. We'll see what she can do here now against Maura Condon. Condon behind in the count 0-2. And Condon had a good game yesterday. 3 for 4 for the sophomore from Ottawa, Illinois. Condon pokes that one foul. Up and out of play.
Yeah, Condon had a little bit of a slump starting this season, but has really taken advantage of the trust Maggie Frizzotti has in her this series, batting 4 for 6 in these past 2 games.
Condon drills that one down the line. Fair territory. Bounces all the way to the wall at 210. Condon around second. Into third. And a 1-out triple for the Illinois native, and Purdue's in business here in the second.
And Condon continues to impress as that ball is pulled from the outside corner. Great contact outside the reach of the diving Foster. And Condon able to use that outfielder's speed to turn 3. It is already the second triple in as many innings for the Boilermakers.
I was going to say, Maggie Frizzoni, her pregame speech to the team was, hey, girls, we need to pump up the triples here today. Purdue already now with 2 on the board. And another runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the second. Now the 9-hole hitter, Ashlyn Campbell.
It's Condon's first triple of the season.
Campbell falls behind in the count 1-1. Campbell's already made a couple of nice plays defensively in the field out of the shortstop position. Jacobson's able to get back there and put it in the strike zone. 1-2 is the count. The 1-2 from Jacobson. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Campbell down on strikes, and Jacobson, 5 of the 6 outs recorded. 5 of the outs recorded here in this game have all been strikeouts out of the hand of Shelby Jacobson. And now back to the top of the Purdue order in Chloe Banks. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Banks, 1 for 1 today. Had a recorded single in the first, but she was able to dig it out to get to second. Banks lays off of that one. It's a 1-1 count now.
See the infield shifted in again. They did come back to bite them the last time up. Polar and Banks just hit it over the heads of the infielders and outfielders, respectively.
Well, and you also have to respect the speed, because with 2 outs, you're normally not asking someone to lay one down. But with the speed of Chloe Banks, Banks has the ability to beat out the throw over at first. So Wisconsin having to tighten up their defense here.
We've also already saw Condon get a triple, so she could leg out a bunt home as well.
That one's outside for ball 3, and I think that's what Wisconsin's defense is in the shift with, is assuming that Banks would lay one down to try to score Condon from third. The Badgers not looking to allow any more run support for the Boilers. (3-1). Banks gets the bat on it, but fouls it away, and it's going to be a full count now.
Yeah, a little scary there. Yesterday, 2 bunts were caught as pop flies. One of them by Julia Gossett, where she was able to turn 2 and really stop some momentum early on for Wisconsin. And on the other end as well to Jordan Felchey.
So 3-2 to Banks. Banks swings away, pops that one into the infield, and into the glove of the second baseman, Whidden, for out number 3. So Purdue leaves a couple of runners stranded, but a solid defensive effort by Shelby Jacobson as the Badgers are due up next. 3-0 is the score as we get started here in the top of the third inning, and head coach Maggie Frizzotti has to be very happy with the way that her team is playing here on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with how demoralizing the end of yesterday's game was. Purdue's offense did everything they could and just didn't amount to the victory. And so off to a great start, not letting 2 straight losses and a series loss really affect them all that much so far today.
Well, and under Frizzotti's guidance, the Boilermakers have posted 2 of their strongest defensive efforts to date, including Purdue's second highest fielding percentage in program history at .971, and we've seen that defense on display here early on as that first pitch is hit into center and into the glove of Chloe Banks for out number 1. So speak of the defense, and it will show its face, and the Boilers' defense stands tall there for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, and it's just Purdue's defense has been very solid, but there have been a couple of mental errors recently in the series against Michigan, at Michigan, and so far this series as well. Wisconsin been able to take advantage of those errors and those miscues to really propel their victories. Yesterday, scored 10 runs on only 5 hits total.
Well, the Boilermakers will try to limit their errors as this one moves along here. And now the Badgers back to the top of their batting order. The DH Bojan is ahead in the count, 1-0. Evened up now, 1 ball and 1 strike after Gossett finds the zone. So 2-0 count here. That one's in the dirt. It'll be a 3-0 count. We saw this back in the first inning with Bojan's first at bat. She was able to earn the leadoff walk. Walk issued in back-to-back batters for the Badgers. Gossett finds the zone there for strike 2. Count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and they're definitely, and the game plan for the Boilermakers have been to really pitch around the top of the lineup that has been really solid for this Wisconsin offense.
Gossett tried to go off speed there. Bojan was able to lay off, and so now a full count. Gossett gets the call she likes. The 3-2. Called strike 3. Gossett gets that outside corner, but not so fast, my friend. We'll take a look at the pitch sequence from the last at bat there. You see Gossett moving that ball around there, trying to find the zone, and she does just that. A correction to that last at bat. A pitch clock issue, so a called ball 4. So Bojan will earn her second walk of the afternoon.
Not approaching her because the one time they gave her something to hit, she took it dead center for a 2-run home run that really sparked the rally yesterday and allowed Wisconsin to begin clawing back to the eventual victory.
You know what they say, hitters hit, and when you give them a ball they like to hit, it usually travels pretty far, and Blomberg made the Boilers pay yesterday, trying to do that here today. A 3-0 hole the Badgers are trying to dig themselves out of, and it would go a long way if Blomberg was able to put one over the wall. Got the Boilermaker lead to 1. But a 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gossett blows it past Blomberg for her first strikeout of the afternoon. There's 2 outs now here in the third.
Yeah, definitely big strikeout there, especially after missing out on one due to a pitch clock violation last plate appearance for Bojan. And so getting Blomberg out there on a swing and a miss, very crucial to get the out there, but doesn't get much easier with the top of the lineup still up, Lewis and Bark.
Yeah, so the right fielder steps in ahead in the count already, 1-0. Gossett misses there to make it 2-0, and Lewis 0 for 1 today. She flew out in her first plate appearance. And she looks for some more solid contact here on the 2-0. Gossett misses high. 3-0. Lewis comes in with a 361 average. She's batting 379 with 2 outs. Gossett's able to find the range there for strike 1. Lewis also at that 916 OPS. So very efficient in getting on base. But the Badgers need runs here. Hit into left field. And Polar makes the grab for out number 3. So the Badgers leave one stranded, and they're not able to put any runs across. And Purdue will carry a 3-0 lead into the bottom of the third. Big Ten softball fans, there's an Instagram account dedicated to you. Follow at B1G Softball for the best Big Ten highlights, videos, and images from the diamond straight to your feed. Join the community now on Instagram, powered by Big Ten Network. Craig Combs and Quinn Lennon here for you. Welcome back inside Bittinger Stadium. Bottom of the third inning, Purdue leads Wisconsin 3-0. And again, it's been a defensive battle between both these teams. Purdue was able to get those 3 runs in the first by the Painter home run, but 5 strikeouts already for Jacobson inside the circle.
Yeah, and you mentioned that it's almost the reverse of yesterday's game. Wisconsin, their only run support for Jacobson in game 1 was in the top of the second. And for the rest of the game for both teams was all goose eggs.
Yeah, and so it's kind of like both teams are mirroring each other in how they've played all weekend long. And so it'll be interesting to see how this one progresses as we move along, as Purdue got the 3 runs early. Wisconsin still yet to get their first. But now Mariah Polar trying to add some more as she leads off here in the bottom of the third. She's behind in the count 1-2, but Polar already with some fireworks in that home half of the first. Her 75th hit of the season. 75th hit of her career. And also, she had the RBI triple. So, count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Jacobson going through the Rolodex trying to figure out how to get one of the hardest outs in college softball here, Mariah Polar. 2-2. Polar jammed up, fouls it away. It'll still be a 2-2 count.
Yeah, getting Polar out is no small feat in the slightest. Take a look there. And highest single season averages. Polar last season is 3rd all time. And this season she is looking to demolish the record held by Rachel Becker, currently batting almost an 100-point tick higher.
Polar staying alive there, fouling that one away. It's still a 2-2 count. But, yeah, just those numbers we just saw there, that's almost 200 points higher than the all-time best here in West Lafayette. And so Polar, as I mentioned, the record breaker, and she's working on setting a few of her own, leaving her mark on this Purdue Boilermaker program. Polar just with a check swing there to foul it away. But knowing what we know about Mariah Polar and having watched this team play, individual accolades are great, and it's awesome to be able to put your mark on a program. But Mariah Polar, with, I'm going to guess, about 15 or 20 other Boilermakers in the dugout, would like to make some more noise in the postseason as this season progresses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially after what we saw last season here out at Bittinger Stadium in the Big Ten tournament, that huge victory over Ohio State, and knowing that this team has what they have from a talent standpoint. I mean, they're poised to make a big run here in the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with some freshman additions. Anna Moore has been the everyday second baseman. Haley Painter has been the everyday DH first baseman, do-it-all utility.
Polar with the tee shot, hits that one into right. And Mariah Polar, 2 for 2 today, and the Boilers have a runner aboard here in the third.
Yeah, and speaking of players that weren't able to contribute during that Big Ten tournament, Polar was out for the season. And how about this? This season, that is her 23rd multi-hit game on the season. Almost 50%, more than 50% of the games played so far. Polar has had 2 hits, at least.
You know when you're playing like a video game, and we'll just, for the sake of this conversation, we'll call it NCAA softball on Xbox. You see the stolen base leader there for the Purdue Boilermakers. Polar and Banks have a combined 32 stolen bases this season. As that first pitch is in there, a swing and a miss by Anna Moore. But you've played, video games, and you think of NCAA softball if it were a video game. Mariah Polar is like the creative player that you just bump everything up to 99 on. And then that's how you start out with, and that's who we're seeing in live time here. And Mariah Polar as she gets set over there at first. Moore hits that one on the ground, a dribbler into the glove of the second baseman. Moore tries to beat it out, and she does. Safe at first. The underhand flip from Whidden didn't get there in time. And so Moore with the single.
Yeah, and if you want to talk about creative players, same thing with Moore. Everything is dialed up to the max. Moore has shown power as a freshman. Contact, speed, defense, been the everyday second baseman. And this entire team has really turned it up to another level this season. And the hope here is that they're able to take this final game in the series and try to build up some momentum. They have a mid-game or midweek game as well.
So last time we saw Haley Painter at the dish, she went a good 218 feet over the left field wall. 64 miles an hour on the exit velo for Painter. She fouls this one down the line. That one's not going to go. As Painter with the first out of the inning.
Yeah, nice play there by Conger, calling off the third baseman Bark. Had a little bit of a weird angle on it with third base umpire Antonio Flores trying to get out of the way, but difficult angle to make there.
Well, baseball, softball, you have to call your teammates off. Sometimes you got to call the umpire off too. It's mine, get out of the way. So now Delaney Reef at the dish takes strike one. And you'd have to assume the task for Reef here as she looks down the third baseline to Maggie Frizzotti is just put the ball in play, especially with the speed you have on first and second base. And let the speed do the rest.
Try to advance both these runners into scoring position. And anything in the outfield is going to score Polar.
At least Polar.
Exactly. And potentially, if the ball is hit towards right field as a single from Reef, Moore might be able to leg it out to get to third as well.
Jacobson takes some extra time and delivers the 1-1. Reef shows bunt, but gets it back for ball 2. The catcher is batting .310 this season with runners in scoring position. The Boilers would love to add to their 3-0 advantage. The 2-1. Reef lays it down, played by Jacobson for out number 2. But Reef does the deal and moves both runners into scoring position. Now Purdue with runners on second and third. But now you have 2 outs, so you have to be careful, especially with this next plate appearance here for Kylie Franks, is you need a walk or a base hit to move the runners around.
Yeah, definitely tough task here for the team, but Franks has been very clutch this series especially. Has really done anything that she could to get on base, to get RBIs, and that has really been the name of the game for a couple of these defensive specialists towards the bottom of this lineup, really contributing quietly in different ways.
Franks with a huge cut there. No one home, and she's behind 0-2. Hasn't been an inning thus far that Shelby Jacobson hasn't recorded a strikeout. She doesn't have one here in this inning, but it would go a long way for the Badgers on the 0-2. Franks fouls that one away, stays alive. But we've kind of talked about this buildup all weekend long with both these teams, and this, granted, it's only the 3rd inning, but this seems like a big moment here in this game, whether it's for Wisconsin or for Purdue. Purdue could extend the lead to 5. Wisconsin could leave some runners stranded, and then you have an opportunity to cut into that lead in the 4th inning.
Yeah, especially because both of these teams have left meat on the bones in different games. Wisconsin won 3-0 in game 1, however, left 11 batters on base, 2 instances of them giving up the end of an inning with the bases loaded.
Franks goes opposite field. What a play as the right fielder Lewis is able to come up and make the grab. And the Badgers leave 2 stranded for the Boilermakers. And they try to cut into the 3-0 lead here in the top of the 4th. It was a big game yesterday for the Badgers in Game 2, and none bigger than a huge swing from Olivia Bark as she was able to get her first home run of the season yesterday for the Badgers.
And that ball was absolutely crushed. The solo shot, very essential. Wisconsin scored a run in every of the last 5 innings from inning 3 to 7. This was a solo shot in the 4th. Was able to continue the rally going.
Well, in no time like the present, say her name and she will appear, and Olivia Bark will lead off here at the top of the 4th inning. The junior infielder from Bettendorf, Iowa, would go a long way for Bark to just get on base, but could you imagine, you know, your first 2 home runs of the season in the same weekend?
And in extremely important moments as well.
That one misses high for ball 1, count now even 1 ball and 1 strike. And hey, you have to assume is we've seen Wisconsin able to put runs on the board later in games as they did yesterday, but the longer that goes, the more that has to mess with your psyche and your mental ability being out on the field and having to think about it when you're at the plate. As that one misses, that one finds the zone for strike 2.
Yeah, and we saw this in game 1 as well. It was a 3-0 game for basically the entire game, but it felt almost insurmountable by Purdue because Jacobson was dealing. So far, so good for Gossett. That's the hope right here. She's kept her pitch count relatively low, by her standards, especially compared to Jacobson, who's already north of 65 pitches in just 3 innings.
Well, and that motivation goes the other way as well. Again, Julia Gossett has made a couple of appearances already this weekend, struggled a little bit yesterday, giving up those five earned runs. But you get out of the first inning pretty quickly, as that one misses for ball 3. You get out of the first inning really quickly, does Gossett, and then Purdue gets you your first 3 runs of the game. That has to motivate the pitcher for the remainder of the game, knowing that you have that insurance of those runs behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. 1-2-3 inning in the second. And in the third inning, not much better. Went 1 out and then a walk and then 2 straight outs right after. And so Gossett trying to hold on to this momentum that she's been starting with in these first 3 innings, has really been dealing so far.
Yeah, she has looked good here this afternoon, and now Bark will see a full count. Bark lays off as Gossett misses, so for the 3rd time in 4 innings, the Badgers have their leadoff aboard.
Number 10, Jackie Showalter.
And now you have Showalter coming up here. Showalter struck out in her first plate appearance. As Gossett is getting ready to throw pitch number 55 here in her Sunday afternoon start.
Yeah, Showalter getting the nod, has moved up 1 spot every game. Started batting 7th in game 1, 6th yesterday. And after being the hero yesterday with a game-winning grand slam, is now up to 5th.
Yeah, that's how that carousel works, especially in a sport like softball. The more you put bat on ball, the more opportunities you're going to get. Because there's nothing a coach loves more than someone who can put the ball in play.
Absolutely. Especially in different ways. Showalter in game 1 had some screamers into the outfield that led to a single and a double. And then yesterday, clutch, bases clearing, grand slam.
That one misses inside for ball 2, and it's a great progression. You get a single, and then you get an extra base hit, and then the only place you can go from there is over the wall, up and out. See what Showalter can do here on the 2-1. Gossett misses inside for ball 3. As Gossett stretches the arm out a little bit. It's been a long weekend out here for the Purdue Boilermakers. And they would like to finish Easter Sunday with a victory here. 3-1. Driven into left by Showalter in a timely piece of hitting. And it's the first hit of the game given up by Julia Gossett. And now the Badgers have runners on first and second with no outs here in the 4th.
Yeah, and Showalter staying hot here. Another single, another hit, first hit of the game for the Badgers as we see a team-wide mound visit.
Yeah, 25th hit of the season for Jackie Showalter. And there is a lot of movement down in that Purdue bullpen. 2 pitchers up, warming up, stretching out.
Looks like Sydney Spear is pinch running, yeah.
Yeah, Sydney Spear coming out and pinch running over at first for Showalter. See the numbers here for Julia Gossett this afternoon. 3 innings pitched, only giving up 1 hit, which was the hit you just saw. 2 strikeouts and 4 walks. And typically that is how Julia Gossett has performed this season. They're usually a pitch to contact kind of pitcher. She's allowed her defense to make some plays for her here, but base runners on first and second, no outs. Bunt is shown. Laid down by Franks to make the grab for out number 1. So Lucy comes in and does the job and moves the runners around.
No hesitation there. Lucy has some speed on this for the Badgers and Really no hesitation there from Franks, and very smart decision there. So, see a pinch hitter here.
Addison Weary will come in and bat out of the 7-hole. She'll replace Mackenzie Foster. First pitch to Weary. Misses for ball 1.
I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Wisconsin really does a lot of substitutions, a lot of pinch hitting, a lot of pinch running. When they see these opportunities for runs, they see 2 runners in scoring position and think that this is the perfect opportunity for someone like Addison Weary to come in, who already has 2 extra base hits, pinch hit yesterday as well, had an RBI, went 0 for 1. A sac fly will do the job and cut into the lead just a little bit.
Well, if you're Wisconsin, you just need runs. It's not how you get them, it's just that you get them. And Weary is going to try to do that here. She's behind in the count 1-2. Weary, the Seymour, Wisconsin native. The freshman lays off for ball 2. Big spot here on the 2-2. Weary gets a piece, fouls it away. It'll still be a 2-2 count.
You see a lot of these platoon bats on both sides. Towards the bottom half of the lineups, might not have the greatest averages in the world, but they have put in a lot of work in terms of fighting these counts and has led to really high pitch counts already for both sides.
That one is destroyed down the left field line. Out of play. A gasp here from Boilermaker fans as that one was tattooed.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those near scares, even in game 1 for Wisconsin. They did win the game 3-0, but two balls were absolutely tattooed by the top of the lineup. Hillary Blomberg had one pitch that she was able to hit properly in the game 1 before getting walked multiple times. And that ball might have gone 250, just missed the foul pole.
So full count here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gossett able to fight back and finish off the pinch hitter Weary for the second out of the inning.
Extremely crucial out there. Any ball put in play could lead to a run, either as a sac hit or a sac fly, or even worse, a hit that can drive in 2. And so keeping it at the batter's box as a strikeout is crucial to potentially get out of this inning with 0 runs.
So now the second baseman, Whidden, and Wisconsin starts off this inning with 2 aboard and no outs, and then 2 straight outs from the Boilers. And now Purdue with an opportunity to get out of this inning. A foul ball down the right side. And the grab is made in foul territory by the first baseman. A great play from Ansley Armstrong to end the inning for the Boilers. 3-0 is the lead as we head to the home half of the 4th. 3-0 is the score here as we get underway in the fourth, but Shelby Jacobson has had the Boilermakers number here this afternoon. 5 strikeouts already here in this one. Just trying to get around that 3 runs given up in the first.
Yeah, and already her 12th strikeout in this series so far, but obviously a three run first inning. After that, it's been pretty smooth sailing for her, all things considered. But trying to keep this lead manageable, or this deficit manageable, and hoping that the bats can help do the work. Got their first hit, a little bit of a scare from Gossett last inning. Hoping to continue that trajectory.
Good start for Jacobson here. She'll miss there. It'll be a 1-1 count. Jacobson just threw her 71st pitch of the day. Douglas up for her second plate appearance of the game here. 0 for 1 as she struck out in the second. Great pitch there from Jacobson as she paints that outside corner for strike 2.
Yeah, Douglas really started the season off very hot. Was the everyday first baseman. A couple miscues in the field and in the batter's box has led her to be of a more DH role recently and lowered in the lineup to be batting 7th right now. Slumping a little bit right now, hoping to get out of that, and no better time than the present.
So a 2-2. Into the glove of the shortstop, and Conger's able to hold on to that one for the first out of the inning.
See off the bat, had a little bit of English there. Could have potentially taken an awkward bounce had Conger not approached it and made the play in the air. Saw a couple of strange bounces yesterday as well. A very smart play there from Conger to limit the variability.
So now Maura Condon. Condon off to a good start here in game 3. She recorded her first triple of the season in her first at bat in the second. The 0-1 from Jacobson. Condon fouls it away for strike 2.
Condon currently 5 for 7 of the series. Barring Mariah Poehler, has really been the core offensive piece in this series so far. Has really been quite consistent, even in their loss.
0-2. Condon uppercuts it. Diving catch by the catcher. Blomberg laying out and making the snag right in front of the brick.
Great snag there. That's not easy play to make. Immediately with the head on the swivel, able to turn around and lay out for that one.
So after the web gem from Blomberg, 2 outs in the inning. As Campbell fouls that one away for strike 1. Campbell 0 for 1 today. She struck out in her first plate appearance. Outside for ball 1. Campbell, the junior from Wetumpka, Alabama. There's a freshman preseason watch list from Softball America in 2024 as Jacobson's able to find the range there for strike 2.
Yeah, she played in 50 of 52 games last season, has been the everyday shortstop this season with 37 starts to 37 games.
Now the 1-2. Tapped lightly on the ground, played by Jacobson for the third out of the inning. So the Badgers defense up here and go 1-2-3 against the Boilers in the fourth. They try to cut into the 3-run lead in the fifth. And we are out here today. It's softball, Quinn, but it takes a touchdown to win the game. And the Purdue Boilermakers record when they score 7+ or 6+ runs is astounding, right?
Yeah, and only loss so far has been yesterday. I got scolded yesterday by saying that Purdue doesn't tend to be a football school. I forgot that we are the cradle of quarterbacks. We have a couple Hall of Famers. Actually, the most Hall of Fame quarterbacks by college, tied with Alabama.
Well, as my friend tries to climb out of the hole he's dug himself into there, Purdue's 20-1 when they score six or more runs. They're leading right now 3-0 here in Game 3 of a 3-game weekend series with the Wisconsin Badgers. The Badgers won Game 1 and Game 2, and Hannah Conger will lead off here in the 5th and try to get the Badgers going. And we've seen it a couple of different innings now, but Wisconsin has been able to get runners on base. They just haven't been able to punch that ball through with runners aboard. And how do they change that here as we move along to the back half of this game?
Yeah, and obviously they've really been able to take advantage of opportunities presented to them in the first 2 games. Very efficient offenses in both games, especially yesterday with only 5 hits, but 10 home runs, taking advantage of a lot of the free passes presented by Julia Gossett and Brooke Perez. However, so far today, they've had 2 innings where they had runners on third and second with only 1 out, and they do not have a single run to show for it. And so Purdue really has been tightening up defensively in these clutch situations that they weren't really able to yesterday. And credit to Purdue's defense and Julia Gossett in the pitching circle.
Well, and you talked about those miscues by the Boilermaker defense. That's not happening here this afternoon in Game 3. Julia Gossett's only given up 1 hit through 4 innings. And again, the collection of runners on base have come from free passes issued by Gossett and then allowing the defense to kind of make the play and get out of the inning. And so we'll see here on the 1-2. Gossett misses. It's a 2-2 count. But, much improved are the Purdue Boilermakers over the last 2 days here today in this Game 3. Again, had some struggles at the plate on Friday, made those adjustments yesterday, and now they're kind of putting the whole package together here tonight, this afternoon in Game 3.
Yeah, so far so good for the Boilermakers.
2-2 pitch, uppercut sky high into the infield, and Anna Moore makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Speaking of Anna Moore, Big Ten Network recently did a feature on Anna Moore earlier this week. We talked about we'll get back to Anna Moore in just a minute, but you see the numbers there for the Badgers here today, and it is struggles abound. Jacqueline Showalter, the only bright spot there out of the 4-hole, getting that 1 hit earlier on. But the Badgers haven't been able to put a bunch of other things together to get any runs. But Anna Moore, who made the first out of the inning, a great feature done on Anna Moore and her family earlier this week on Big Ten Network. Do yourself a favor and find that. It's a great story about her family and the legacy of her family, including herself now, who she's carving her own legacy at Purdue. As that pitch is in there for strike 1. Count even now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Back to the top of the batting order for the Badgers, and Bojan has 2 of those Badger walks today.
Yeah, out of the 4, has had a couple walks so far. Gossett finds the zone there.
Yeah, Bojan falls behind 1-2, but we saw this in her previous 2 at-bats, where Gossett got up early and then fell behind and then issued the walks to Bojan. We'll see what happens on the 1-2. Bojan jammed up, and Campbell makes the routine grab in the infield for out number 2.
Yeah, not a super easy play to make there. Obviously, it was in the air for a decent chunk of time, but that is kind of in no man's land in the infield. Who's got it? Who's got it? Is the pitcher going to range back? Does the second baseman have it? Campbell wisely calls everyone off. She has the right of way as the shortstop, and that is out number 2.
Yeah, luckily the Boilermaker infield didn't get caught up in the Spider-Man meme there, where everyone's pointing at each other saying who's going to get it, who's going to get it at the ground. And so was able to find a glove there for the second out of the inning. And now it's up to Hillary Blomberg to try to get something going for the Badgers here in the 5th. Gossett misses for ball 2. Blomberg also earned one of those walks in her first plate appearance in the first, but was struck out in the third. And Gossett misses there. It'll be a 3-0 count. Haven't got to play this game very much this afternoon, but it's a 3-0 count. Green light or red light? Is she swinging or is she not?
I'll go red light.
You're going to go red light.
Never fails.
On the 3-0. And red would be green here in this situation, my friend, as Blomberg will earn her second walk of the day, and Wisconsin has a runner aboard with 2 outs here in the 5th.
Yeah, and you saw the graphic just a second ago where Blomberg looking for hit number 150 at 149, only 1 hit, but Purdue has been wisely pitching around her. Her 6th walk of the series so far has averaged 2 walks in each game, and probably a wise decision there as Ava Parent comes into pinch run. Pinch ran yesterday as well. Was one of the runs towards the end of the game to help propel this Wisconsin Badgers offense just above Purdue's.
The right fielder Lewis takes ball 1. And as we move along here in innings 5, 6, and 7, the Badgers are going to be more desperate for a run and run support. And so getting some speed on the base path is a smart idea here. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. The home plate umpire Brandon Bloom is going to say that was a foul ball. So the runner will have to go back to first. As it was apparent that Parent was going to try to steal there. But instead it's a 1-1 count. Gossett finds the strike zone for strike 2.
And a little bit of an issue with having so many pinch running substitutions this early is that you're not able to do it later on in more critical situations like the top of the 7th, for example.
That one is outside, and it goes off the glove of Delaney Reef to the backstop. So Ava Parent will make her way down to second, and the Badgers have another runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. Badgers have already left 5 stranded. Not trying to leave any more. Good job there by Lewis to take a hack at that one and keep the at-bat alive. Still a 2-2 count.
Yeah, it's been an admirable trait, regardless of how cold or hot the bats of Wisconsin has been fighting in counts against this Purdue pitching staff.
So the 2-2. Gossett goes high for ball 3. Gossett just threw her 90th pitch of the outing here. And Purdue looks set in their ways to stay with Julia Gossett. No action down in the bullpen. 3-2. Fouled away. Lewis earns herself another opportunity.
Seen a little bit of warm-ups in the bullpen from Brianna Fontenot, Malone Moore, and Brooke Perez. A little bit of the platoon bullpen arms for this Boilermaker lineup. However, they have taken a little bit of a seat as Gossett hopefully gets through this game.
Up the middle, Lewis punches it through. Throw to the plate, not going to get there. And Parent will score from second. And Wisconsin, with their first run of the day, an RBI single for Kendra Lewis.
Yeah, just great piece of hitting there. Just go right up the middle. Take the ball where it came from. And Banks not in time. But fortunate to see Lewis only advance to first, as we will get another pinch runner.
23rd RBI of the season for Kendra Lewis. And it cuts the Purdue lead to 2. And yeah, partner, as you mentioned, another pinch runner over there at first, replacing Lewis, and that's going to be Emma King. King, the outfielder, with some speed on the base path now for the Badgers.
We saw a substitution like this yesterday. King has pinch ran in both games. However, yesterday she pinch ran and substituted for right field. Kendra Lewis, not just a solid outfielder for Wisconsin, but also able to pitch a little bit. Might potentially see her warming up as King tries to steal.
Throw down to second, not in time. It gets off the glove of Campbell, and King with the speed hops back to her feet and makes her way to third. Little cat and mouse game with Campbell and King, but King chooses to stay at third. But a great heads-up play for the pinch runner. Sees the ball go off the glove and doesn't even wait. Immediately turns three.
Yeah, tough bounce there for Campbell. Let's get a mound visit here. It's just a tough play there to see that ball just miss the glove. And it goes out and potentially could have been a play at second, but turns into 2 stolen bases now.
Well, and that's the errors that we were talking about that the Purdue Boilermakers needed to avoid here in this game 3. And that was a great throw from Delaney Reef. That throw was on time. It was right at the glove. The inability to corral the ball and make the tag on King, as we take a look at the miscues now that have plagued the Boilermakers here this weekend, and there have been a few of them.
Yeah, there have been a couple plays in game 1, as you see there, but fortunately, those miscues didn't come back to bite them as bad. Most of those miscues came in later on in the game. All 3 of the runs in the second in game 1 were earned, and only 1 run so far has been unearned for Wisconsin.
That one's in there for strike 1 to the third baseman, Bark. Bark grounded out in the first and walked in the fourth. The Badgers in the middle of a rally here, a 2-out rally in the top of the 5th. Right into the glove of Gossett. And that is as cool as the other side of the pillow. Gossett doesn't even flinch, makes the grab. But Wisconsin gets 1 of those 3 runs back. It's a 2-run ball game as we head to the 5th.
All right, fans, it's time to stand up.
And who let the dogs out here on an Easter Sunday afternoon? Well, it's the Purdue marketing team that let the dogs out. It's the Bark in the Park Sunday afternoon here at Bittinger Stadium, and always love seeing the dogs out there on the hill and in the stadium out here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a nice little unique trait about Bittinger Stadium is getting to see so many dogs, all the time, and also Olivia Bark for Wisconsin right there playing third base.
Well, I'll bite on it. Leading off here in the bottom of the 5th inning is someone with a little bit of a dog in her, and that's Chloe Banks. D-A-W-G for that dog. As Banks able to pull back the bunt there for ball 1. Banks 1 for 2 today. Double in the first. She flew out in the second. And looking to get the Boilers going offensively here in the 5th after the Badgers get their first run of the game in the top of this inning.
You definitely want to get some more insurance runs. Purdue has seen just how quickly a game can shift, especially towards the end of a game. Wisconsin scored 6 runs in the final 2 innings yesterday. So they hope to avoid that, maybe get some insurance runs before that begins.
Well, in a great spot to start if you're the Purdue Boilermakers. Here at the top of the order. And it's a 3-1 count to Banks. Banks still lays it down. Throw over to first. The Badgers saw it coming a mile away. And a great play out of the hot corner as Bark able to come up and make the grab and then the throw over to first. Has to be a quick throw, too, coming from Bark.
Yeah, especially with the first baseman Showalter crashing. Whitten had to cover the bag as well. And so, very expertly done play by the Badgers.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised, too, because the shift from the Badgers defense, they knew it was coming. If I'm Chloe Banks, I'm still laying that one down. I'm trying to swing away on that, especially leading off the inning. Nobody aboard, no outs. And Wisconsin knew it was coming, similar to how they have shifted right now for Mariah Poehler as she swings and misses at that one for strike one. And clearly there's ways that you can hit through or around the shift. But if you're showing bunt in the defense on the third and first base line, they know you're going to bunt. Show that bunt, pull it back, and swing away. In the dirt for ball two, Shelby Jacobson trying to shut the Boilers down, and she's done just that since the third. As you see some more monster numbers for Mariah Poehler entering today's matchup. 74 hits this season. Just video game type numbers for the Texas native.
And that was coming into today, so add 2 to that one as well. 76.
I was just getting ready to say if my math was correct, and I have to do this to you for this purpose, but 75 plus 2 is 77, not 76. But that's also coming from a guy yesterday who said it was Mother's Day this weekend and not Easter. So I'll throw you under the bus and then throw myself right under there with you as that one misses. It's a 3-2 count now to Mariah Poehler. But Poehler with the second most hits in a season this year with 77. As Poehler hits that one high into left, back at the wall, at the warning track. Foster can't corral it. And so the Badgers match the Boilers with an error of their own in the field defensively. And Mariah Poehler will be aboard. One out here in the fifth.
Yeah, tough play there. Most likely won't call that an error because of how well hit that ball was opposite field from Poehler. This is a tough play there. That will count as a double for Mariah Poehler. She now has, all she's missing is a home run to hit for the cycle. And that is also her 16th 3-hit ball game of the season. And that's out of 37 games played. She's already at 16 3-hit games.
So Mariah Poehler is 7 for 7 since Friday. 4 for 4 yesterday, 3 for 3 today. As Anna Moore drives that one into right field. And Poehler wheeling around third and will score from second. A one-out RBI single for Anna Moore. And Purdue leads 4-1.
And that's exactly how you want to answer after one run scored by Wisconsin. Match that number, potentially add even more. Is that great contact there for Moore, just turning on that ball, getting it over the glove of Showalter, able to score the speedy Poehler easily.
36th RBI of the season for Anna Moore. And now Haley Painter giving a little chin check to her teammate there on the on-deck circle, and Delaney Reef fouling that one directly behind her. And then Reef with a little bit of a little pose afterwards. Haley Painter 1 for 2. Home run in her first at bat. That one's outside for ball one. Count now even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Wind starting to blow out a little bit in left center. The winds of change here on a Sunday afternoon. The 1-1. Beautiful pitch there from Jacobson. Able to hit that inside corner. And she's ahead in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, really caught Painter flat-footed there. Kind of expected more of a fast pitch. saw the off speed, hesitated. Should I hit it? Should I not? Ended up getting in the zone, the inside corner.
And that one goes a little bit too far inside, and Jacobson will hit Painter. And Purdue trying to make the most of these mistakes from the Badgers, and there's now runners on first and second with one out here in the fifth.
Just see there, clips the knee, and that'll be a free bag. Expertly done at bat for Painter.
Only the sixth batter that Jacobson has hit with a pitch this season, which is saying a lot because Jacobson has pitched almost 80 innings this season. So now Jacobson tries to get back here. One out, runners on first and second. And the catcher at the plate, Reef, hits that one into center. Back at the warning track, and a great catch from Lucy as she's able to backhand that one. That one looked dangerous off the bat, but the center fielder is able to track it down.
Yeah, great play there from Lucy. We've already seen a long fly ball go in that area more towards Foster with Polar. And a great play there from Lucy to get to the warning track and corral that ball. A little bit of an unconventional sac fly, though. Anna Moore does advance to third.
Yeah, Moore was able to tag up from second to third. So now the Boilers with runners on first and third with two outs. Kylie Franks inside the box. Franks is 0 for 2 today against Jacobson. Strikeout and a flyout. Base hit here would give Purdue a 5-1 lead. Franks under that one. Falls behind 0-2. It's been almost 3 full innings since a strikeout from Shelby Jacobson. She started the game off with 5 in the first 2 innings. And getting ready to throw pitch 102 here. An 0-2 count to Kylie Franks. Franks doesn't get all of that one. And it rolls foul.
Yeah, good on Franks for trying to run that out just in case. We saw a play similarly where ball rolled off the bat with a little bit of English, rolled back into play, and Julia Gossett was able to get the out. So high IQ there from the veteran defensive specialist.
Swing and a miss, but Franks just got a piece of it. It'll still be an 0-2 count, but Franks stays alive in the at-bat. And yeah, if you're Maggie Frizzotti, those are the kind of blue-collar plays you want. You know that it's probably going to stay foul, but you keep running to the bag until the umpire says foul, and Franks did just that. And now she's given herself an opportunity here on the 0-2. Runners on the corners. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jacobson fights back, gives up 1 run, but leaves 2 more stranded. Purdue extends their lead to 3 as we head to the top of the 6th inning.
When congestion has you feeling off, turn on new Afrin Saline, made with seawater, and feel the rush of extra strength daily relief.
Wow.
Afrin Saline. Now, the wow is real every day.
It's a 4-1 game here in West Lafayette, but partner, let's take a trip around the conference, see what's going around the country here this afternoon. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights and the Nebraska Cornhuskers is 8-4 in the 4th, and Ohio State with a 10-0 lead over the Minnesota Golden Gophers in the bottom of the 3rd. You see the Big Ten standings there also to the left, and why this game here this afternoon for the Purdue Boilermakers is so important moving forward.
Yeah, and you see 5 through 11, or tied for 10th, that entire group is really fighting to get to that top 5 positioning, because positioning is so important. You look at the top of this softball standings, Nebraska, Washington, Oregon, such solid teams. Purdue faced firsthand as well with having a series against Oregon that they lost 2 weeks ago. It's so important for them to vie for positioning here. That's why this series has been so important, and Purdue able to get 1 win would be huge to get back to 500 in conference play, be more in the middle of the pack as opposed to towards the bottom of the middle.
I was going to say, too, you see that right around that 4-12 in the conference is only separated by 2 games total. And so it's each victory in conference play is so important. As that ball is destroyed and you can watch it go, Showalter goes big swing to lead off the top of the 6th. It's 4-2 now off Showalter's 8th long ball of the season.
So how about another one for her? And another crucial point in this game, late in the game, top of the 6th. How about another home run for her in this series after a game-winning grand slam yesterday? And that ball was absolutely tattooed, like you said. Polar, no doubt about it there.
It'd be like the sound effects they play in the stadium. Whenever Showalter hits the ball, it's just DJ Khaled going, another one. Well, it's 4-2 now, and Wisconsin with some life here in the 6th. It was only a solo shot. They're still down by 2, but the home run from Showalter has to start breathing some life into that dugout of the Badgers.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's how it started yesterday as well. Obviously, a little earlier. The hope for Purdue right now is that rally is too little too late, but Wisconsin hoping that these last 2 innings can pay dividends for them to tie or potentially take the lead.
Well, I mean, and again, the sort of leadoff batter from Showalter, you still have 6 outs total to get 2 or 3 more runs if you're Wisconsin. So Wisconsin not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination, and they starting to believe here. They want to try to leave West Lafayette with the 3-game sweep.
Absolutely. As you see Gossett already past the century mark. She has pitched 227 pitches in the past 24 hours, with yesterday's game starting at 5. And so
I mean, I got to be honest with you, and I know that that's what they sign up for, and they meaning the pitchers on both of these squads. But I know that's the intent, is we're ready to pitch some balls. But my shoulder hurts just thinking about 220 pitches.
Absolutely, especially with Gossett and these 2 being the driving forces. We see a nice play there by Polar. The ball was also ripped on a line there.
I was going to say that a great play in left by Polar, but the last 2 pitches that Wisconsin bats have hit out of the hands of Julia Gossett have been absolute tank shots. That one was a little bit lower and able to be played by the left fielder. But you talked about the pitch count, and Gossett now over 105. And you have to start wondering, when is Purdue going to make the change inside the circle? Not because of the quality of pitches from Gossett, because she's only given up 3 hits. But also you have Wisconsin in their batting order that have seen Gossett 6, 7, 8 times this weekend and are starting to catch up to what she's throwing.
But obviously the biggest fear of that is Gossett did get taken out yesterday in inning number 7. Brooke Perez, who has been so dominant as a reliever for this Boilermaker club, came in to close and then allowed that grand slam. So in the back of Purdue's mind, it's probably a fear to really call on the bullpen, even though right now Perez is warming up in the bullpen, and we've already seen Brianna Fontenot and Malone Moore take different times warming up as well.
Well, we will see how it plays out. Right now it's a 1-2 count to the left fielder Foster. 1 out, nobody aboard here in the 6th. And Foster was able to check her swing there. So it'll be a 2-2 count.
Another scary part about next inning looming large is you take a look, currently at 7, 8, 9. And so at least most of the top of the lineup will be up at some point in time in the 7th inning.
Frank's able to put two hands on that one and make the snag for the second out of the inning. And now with 2 outs and nobody aboard, the 8-hole hitter for Wisconsin, Kaylee Whidden, will step in. And Wisconsin has scored 1 run in each of the last 2 innings. So on cue, or on par with how they've played all weekend, catching up to Purdue pitching here as the game wanes along.
You just mentioned catching up to pitching, and that ball was turned on a little early there by Whidden, but would have been a base hit if she was able to keep it in play. That would have been between Franks, Campbell, and Poehler. Sort of no man's land between the outfield and infield.
High for ball 1. And that's the task if you're Wisconsin right now. Put the ball where Purdue defense is not. Showalter was able to do that with the home run. And now we'll see if Whidden can get something going here on the 1-1. Gossett finds the zone for strike 2.
Nice pitch there. Gossett has been able to find that outside corner. That has been a bit of a struggle for this Boilermaker club this series. They've been trying to attack these dangerous Wisconsin bats on the outside corner and haven't been able to clip it as well.
1-2 pitch hit up the middle. And Whidden with the rally cap on, a 2-out single. And Wisconsin still churning them out here in the 6th.
Definitely a very scary sight to see for the Boilermakers. Tying run is on the plate. Hannah Conger, not known as a power bat, but she does have 2 home runs on the season. So definitely in the back of the mind is that this game can be tied with just 1 swing of the bat.
Well, and I don't want to jinx Conger because clearly she has the power to get up and get out of the stadium. But if I'm Wisconsin right now, it's base hits. I just need to put together a few more base hits.
Absolutely, especially with the top of the lineup up to bat. Bojan will be up next.
Yeah, I mean, your heavy hitters are coming up right now. You just need base hits. What you don't want to have is a routine fly ball there.
Absolutely. Though obviously, if this inning does end here with Conger, all is not lost because the top of the lineup is up in the most crucial inning for you, the top of the 7th.
So Conger behind 0-1 in the count. Ball in there high. Count even now. As Gossett goes searching through the Rolodex, trying to finish off the Badgers here in the 6th. Hannah Conger with other thoughts in mind. In the dirt, 2-1.
Conger 0-2 so far today, but has been able to battle in these at-bats, making them a little longer than Gossett would like, especially with this pitch count rising more and more as we see a ball up and away.
Yep, and Conger ahead in the count 3-1 now. And you have the top of the order coming up for the Badgers. 3-1. Conger fouls it away and will fill the count up 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is a big pitch coming up here for Gossett. Can leave another runner stranded for the Badgers and get out of an inning where Wisconsin has already put 1 on the board. The 3-2. Conger doesn't get all of it into the glove of Campbell. And Purdue gets out of the inning. Wisconsin leaves one stranded, but not before putting the 2nd run of the game on the board. Great defense from the Boilers as they try to add some more here in the 6th. 4-2 as we get underway here in the bottom of the sixth inning. And partner, we take a look back at this game here. We've had a good one here out here this afternoon. Both these teams, a defensive battle, have gone back and forth.
Yeah, definitely high quality on both sides of the plate for both teams. We've seen multiple home runs, and it's been a great game to watch. Jackie Showalter there with that solo home run to start this rally. Wisconsin trying to battle back after being down 3 early. Now only down 2. But Purdue trying to add some more insurance runs, especially after how yesterday's top of the 7th went for the Wisconsin Badgers.
So the freshman Douglas will lead off for the Boilermakers here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Douglas 0 for 2 today. Count even now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Shelby Jacobson back out inside the circle. 5 innings pitched already, 8 hits, 4 runs, 6 strikeouts. 5 of those came over the first 2 innings. As Douglas fouls that one away. It's a 1-2 count. Jacobson just threw her 107th pitch of this outing. Looking to hang a 0 for the Badgers here in the bottom of the 6th and give her offense an opportunity to tie or take the lead in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, and all of these plays made by Purdue has been nothing was given. It's all been earned. So we see another strikeout there from Jacobson.
7th strikeout of the day for Shelby Jacobson.
Just blown by there, a little low. Got Douglas to chase the off-speed pitch. And Jacobson, that's her 7th strikeout, matching her Friday total. Not just that, 0 walks. I think is the most interesting stat that we saw on that initial graphic. Has not allowed any free passes other than a hit by pitch.
Samora Condon lifts that one into foul territory down the right side. And that's the real surprising thing with Jacobson. She's given up 8 hits today. If you take away 2 of those hits, Wisconsin leads the game right now 2-1.
Yeah, absolutely. You take a look, and really the first inning of trouble with the polar triple, and
then 2 batters later, the Haley Painter home run. If you take away those 2 hits, it's been a stellar outing for Shelby Jacobson here today. As Condon throws the bat in front of that one, it rolls foul, and it'll be an 0-2 count.
I think fortunate from Wisconsin's end that ball tailed off to the left. I think Condon would have been able to beat that out. It would have been a tough play there from Bark in the hot corner to backhand and throw away from your momentum as well.
So the 0-2. Condon pokes that one foul, giving herself another opportunity.
And in the same way that Gossett was trying to avoid the top of the lineup in the 6th inning, or in the top half of the 6th inning, I think Jacobson trying to get out of this inning 1-2-3 to avoid Banks, Polar, Moore, and Painter, who've really hit her decently hard today.
Condon skies that one into left. And Foster is able to squeeze the glove and make the grab for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs for the Badgers defensively here.
And especially when Wisconsin just scored a run last inning with the home run from Jackie Showalter. Definitely want to get out of this inning as quickly as possible. Try to build up that momentum. You're still riding that momentum, and going to try and rally, score 2 runs next inning.
A 1-0 count to the shortstop Campbell. Right back into the glove of Jacobson. And Jacobson shuts the Boilers down 1-2-3. And now the Badgers need 2 to tie, 3 to take the lead. Top of the order coming up for the Badgers here in the 7th. Badgers finish up this 3-game weekend series with the Boilermakers here in the 7th, and when they leave West Lafayette, game against Loyola Chicago before welcoming the top 5 ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers to Madison, St. Thomas, and then a series against Michigan. Some tough games coming up for the Badgers, and on the other side for the Purdue Boilermakers, a midweek against UIC before heading to Bloomington to take on the Indiana Hoosiers, and then a weekend series in Piscataway, New Jersey, and then back home for a midweek game against IU Indy. You can catch 4 of those 5 games right here on Big Ten Plus. And we are underway here, top of the 7th inning. It's put up or shut up time for the Badgers. They need 2 runs to tie, 3 to take the lead. Partner, you were on the game yesterday. Wisconsin was down. The huge grand slam to give them the go-ahead. And now the best part, or the best thing for the Badgers, is they're at the top of their batting order.
Yeah, absolutely. And if all goes well for them, if they're able to get runners on base and avoid outs, that means that Jackie Showalter, who might be the hottest hitter in this Wisconsin Badgers lineup, should come up to bat again. Last inning, had a home run to cut the lead down to 2. And the hope here is to get back to her. But can't overlook the rest of this team. Bojan, 0 for 1, but has gotten on base twice with 2 walks. Hillary Blomberg has 2 walks and a run scored due to a pinch runner. But outside of that, this entire team can get on base and can hit hard. Blomberg able to tie this game up with 1 swing if Bojan is able to get on base.
Well, Gossett started out the at-bat behind, two balls in a row, then fouls it up with 2 strikes. So it's a 2-2 count to the leadoff Bojan. And that one just misses as Reef wasn't able to frame that one up. So a full count now to the leadoff Bojan.
Obviously just missed the strike zone, but excellent pitch there. Good eye there by Bojan to avoid pitch that was just outside the zone.
Well, and if you're Bojan, you don't want to keep the bat on the shoulder here, especially in this late game scenario. If it's close, you're going to have to put bat on ball. But it's a 3-2 count. Gossett stepped off the rubber to take an extra second. Now coming set on the 3-2. Bojan uppercuts that one up and out of play. No harm, just a foul ball. And it will still be a full count as Kylie Franks comes over inside the circle to give some motivation to Julia Gossett.
We've talked about how good this defense is for Purdue. Franks essentially trying to say, hey, just let her get it in play and let the defense handle the work.
Bojan hanging tough there in the box, fouling that one away. Both batter and pitcher digging in here. A big at bat. Bojan grabs a little extra dirt for the hands. I like the no gloves. Everybody wants to wear batting gloves nowadays, and Bojan says, nuh-uh, I'm good. 3-2. Bojan hanging tough. That one was inside for ball 4 as we take another look here.
See there, just inside and up, and good take there. Obviously, a ball like that is hard to lay off of. Even if you know it's a ball, it looks like something that is quite hittable, something you can turn on and hit hard. Bojan, the senior, with some savvy play there to lay off.
Called strike 1 to Blomberg. In the 1-2 spots today with Bojan and Blomberg have accounted for 5 walks. Gossett has issued 6 walks today, and 5 of them have come out of the 1-2 hole. And so the ability for Blomberg and what we've already seen from Bojan to get on base, earning those free passes, opens the door for what comes in the 3, 4, 5 spots with Lewis, Bark, and Showalter.
Exactly, and it's been a tough game there for Gossett to get out of these innings. They've been fortunate that compared to past couple games, Wisconsin has had a little less efficient offense. 2 runs, but 7 left on base.
And they left 7 here today. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The catcher, Blomberg. It's a 2-2 count. Blomberg will step back into the box on a 2-2. Lewis waiting on deck. Bojan at first. And Gossett misses. So another full count here. Man, the ability of these Wisconsin batters to just stay in the box and hang in there and fight off tough pitches. Gossett getting to throw, ready to throw 134. That one is uppercut high into right. And Anna Moore trails into the grass to make the grab for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, clutch first out. That's Gossett. Trying to do some quick math here. 155th pitch, or 255th pitch of the past 2 ball games, and has taken place in a 24-hour span. And none as big as that one there. Getting one of the most dangerous batters in this lineup out. Doesn't get much easier with Lewis, Bark, and Showalter. But crucial first out there.
It tells you the feeling of the Boilermakers right now. You saw Anna Moore there with a little shimmy and shake dancing on the field after making that grab. The Boilers kind of tells you how important getting this victory here in Game 3 is to this club, not only to get back in the winner's circle, but also to climb back up the Big Ten standings. So now Lewis ahead in account 1-0. 1 out, runner on first. Outside, ball 2. So the tying run at the plate in the form of Kendra Lewis, 1 for 3 today, an RBI single in the 5th. That opened the scoring up for the Badgers. See if Lewis can do it here on a 2-0. Foul ball for strike 1. It has to make this, this in this 7th inning situation feel more intense, especially knowing the tying runs at the plate. And this game can be tied with 1 swing. And the Badgers have already done that to the Boilermakers this weekend.
Yeah, and the power of this top of the lineup is very tantamount. Lewis, 2 home runs so far, but has been a very solid contributor with the bat. We remarked yesterday, Olivia Bark had her first home run yesterday out of the cleanup spot, but tends to get a lot of extra base hits, leads the team with 10 doubles, and so this lineup has a lot of power here.
Outside for ball 3. And, man, there's just something about this Boilermaker pitching that loves full counts. 3rd consecutive batter here in this inning that'll see a 3-2 count. Lewis trying to get something going. 3-2. Hits that one right side. Off the glove of Moore. And Anna Moore with the error, allowing Lewis to get aboard. And now the go-ahead run will come to the plate.
I was going to mention with how much everyone is battling at the plate and in the circle, it's a 3-game series. It's the last game of a long series that has seen a lot of pitching, a lot of fielding opportunities. Everyone is running on fumes in the pitching circle, in the batter's box, in the field. See there, Anna Moore just can't come up with it. And it's tough to play 21 innings in the span of, at this point, 48 hours. And so Moore just has to shake that off, especially with her getting the first out of this inning.
I was just going to say the Badgers were seemingly targeting the freshman as the first ball of the inning went into her glove and then wasn't able to see the second one. So after the second Purdue Boilermaker error of the game, the Badgers have runners on first and second, 1 out here. And now the 3rd baseman, Bark. First pitch to Bark. She uppercuts that one into foul territory. And that's a no-doubter as Haley Painter was able to squeeze onto that one, and the senior puts the ball back in the glove of Gossett. And we will now see yesterday what Showalter was able to do. You see the hands up in the air off the bat. She knew. And now Showalter is trying to go 2 for Tuesday on a Sunday here. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Showalter at the plate. She's already homered in this game. She homered back in the 6th. She's 2 for 3 today. And after that first pitch, the Boilers want to have a conversation inside the circle as Maggie Frizzotti is trying to get her team set the way she wants it.
Yeah, situation eerily similar to yesterday. Showalter comes up after the top of the lineup, gets up to bat, and she was the game-winning run at the batter's box, and she would represent that here as well. And so Wisconsin hoping to see some fireworks for the second day in a row. Purdue hoping that they're able to flip the script here today.
Yeah, and it's fun how these occurrences keep happening almost in the same manner. Again, yesterday was bases loaded, but the Badgers needed the full bags to get the comeback victory. But now here, the go-ahead run at the plate, Jacqueline Showalter, off of the grand slam yesterday, with an opportunity with 2 outs here to give her team the lead. 1-0 count. Gossett goes high for ball 2. I almost, with the bag open, bases aren't full. Would you consider walking Showalter here?
I think that's definitely up for consideration. You see here, Gossett not approaching her as aggressively as she has earlier.
Quick throw down to second from Reef.
But obviously the trade-off is you have the tying run at second in scoring position. And while you might like your outfield, you might still be a little worried about that as well. Obviously, Polar, Banks, and Condon all have very solid arms in the outfield. Could potentially throw out that tying run on a single. However, it's still definitely a lot scarier than just having 2 on. But Showalter, very scary hitter here. That it's not too surprising that Gossett's just trying to clip corners here.
So now a pinch runner for the Badgers. Addie Blomberg will come into the game. The younger sister of Hillary Blomberg. So Addie Blomberg on first to pinch run. The Badgers looking for some more speed. And that's if Jackie Showalter can put bat on ball. A 3-1 count. Showalter hits that one down the right side and over. An attempt to make the grab in foul territory is Anna Moore. She wasn't able to get there in time, so it'll just be a long strike, but we'll have a full count.
I think especially with that error earlier in this inning, I think Moore had a little bit more of a pep in her step, trying to get to that ball, trying to make sure that that error earlier this inning was all for naught.
3-2. Called strike 3. Gossett's been working the corner all afternoon. She gets the call here in the 7th. Purdue will get the 4-2 victory after Wisconsin leaves 9 total runners on base here this afternoon. But a good get-back win for the Boilers here in Game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And Wisconsin was so efficient yesterday. 5 hits, 10 runs. Almost all of their base runners were scored. Today, as you mentioned, 9 were left on compared to Purdue, only left 5. A lot more efficient. And Wisconsin definitely going to be kicking themselves losing this game, but both these teams had some opportunities during this series, really missed out.
Well, I mean, it was a fun weekend series, partner. I know you were here for most of the weekend series, but again, Purdue prevents the sweep. And we see the numbers here from today, and another stellar performance from Mariah Polar here this afternoon.
And it feels like we say that about every game. You see 3 for 3. If she had one more at bat, she could have gone for the cycle. Had a triple, double, and single. And luckily, those errors did not come back to bite either team too much.
Didn't come back to bite either team, but Purdue getting the better of the Badgers. As we go head to the Wayback Machine and take one more look at the highlights from this 4-2 victory from the Boilers.
Yeah, and that first inning was very solid, but Jacobson was able to shut down towards the end of this game, but the beginning was too insurmountable for them to overcome after the triple and home run early on.
Well, that will wrap things up for this afternoon. From my broadcast partner, Quinn Lennon, and our entire Big Ten Plus crew, I'm Craig Combs saying so long from Bittinger Stadium. Our final score, one more time, Purdue 4, Wisconsin 2. We thank you for watching this Big Ten Network Student U production from Purdue University, where we say don't just have a good day, have a big day.